Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war in this episode. We are at war with Venice, started by Genoa, our ally. We will be there to support him. Our Admiral Nenad Senkovic will be out to engage him first, as we will try to make our way to, meeting with the main allied fleet. Well, if we can... automatic transport. Sure. Since where do we have automatic transport that we can go across here? I don't know, whatever it is, but they allowed us to go. If we can. Well, meanwhile, take your positions. Until your morale is full, then we will begin to our advance here. Ready? Go! We captured a galley, but we're still going to be on our way. So we cut them off. Meanwhile, our allies seem to lose it. We're about to catch another 3. The allies pulled it off without our help. Had these Venetian ships coming in, I noticed the morale was very low on both sides. At least I may be exaggerating here, but I think cutting off the Venetian fleet was a good move on our part. And we have captured a transport and another galley. It may look like the way is clear, but there's more up there. Head to there. Oh. You damn fools. But we're going to prevent them from taking out transports. That's what they mean by automatic transfer. We're using these guys. Also, you can get out. Head to them. Captured 3 light ships and 3 more transports. Man, we're really gonna have to pay all these for maintenance. Obviously, they're up there. Should we really go up there? Because their admiral is 051. They're not here. It's 134. He's got a lot of shock. I don't know if it's a good idea, but just stay and split or get a few repairs. But of course we could be allowing them to enter through here. But we'll meet them in battle soon. Now. The army, when will you arrive? Says soon. We'll arrive on the 26th. After you take this area, and maybe you could begin the siege of Corfu. Move closer. Try to scare them off if we can. They've arrived. Even though you are not sitting, even though none of these ships are seaworthy to be floating around like that. Most of them are, except for the ones that we've just captured. Okay, till the end of the month you gotta set sail. Maybe premature because we want that fleet taken out. Go! We're in a bit of a schedule here. Begin a land campaign. Recapture this area. Stay there. If they get put out to sea, they're gonna be stupid to do that. They're gonna be stupid to blockade. Alright, you may move inland. You did your part. Stay over there. Until you are needed. To get Crete. As nobody's blockading you at the moment. You got them blockaded, so... Just wait till ships are fully repaired. Allied lost. Right. Move up. You're fighting the HRE, are you? Or Bremen and their friends. Six regiments, and then you got, but unfortunately no artillery, so it's going to take a lot longer. But we'll bring the fleet into Crete, breaching these walls since you have no guns. Could recruit you some. And I forgot to designate the names of each of these armies. One more month and then they'll be fully repaired. Where are they going? Ionian Sea. These are 8 light ships. If you can, stay over there and hold them off. See if we can get them ourselves since we got good maneuvering. Which means our ships will move much faster to see if we can catch them. They say they went to the Ionian, but where do they... Oh, what do they got themselves in? Oh, there they are. Turn around. Let's help them. Increased demand for amber. Amber for Zarigrad. Fetch a very good price in foreign as well as domestic markets lately. So much that it's given rise to a new generation of entrepreneurs and economic speculation. Oh, don't do that. We should really step in to limit any excesses. That helps. Three ships. Yep. They all went to us. Even more light ships. Honestly, when this is over, I might reduce the size of the Navy slightly. Like, say, how about less light ships and more heavy ships? That'd be a good idea, alright? Because I want to emulate just like the Ottoman Navy, how they once had 6 heavy ships. That's the amount I would have. Roofless blockader. Adds more blockade efficiency. Hey! Status quo. Hey, just to help you out a bit. Alright. That'll help you a little. We will catch them. Destroy the Venetian Navy. Even though most of even though a good portion of ships aren't even. We lost some of these ships, but most of them are probably the old captured ones that weren't even ready yet. But they got away. Bastards. Shipyard in Istria, so make your stay here. We helped it breach for you. Status quo, damn. I don't want to spend any more military power on breaches. Just only the ones that have claims to, those are the ones that make the most sense. That's fending off the Genoese. That can't be good. Damn. Who's on Negroponte? We gotta rescue him. The Allies won this one. Guess they knew we were coming. You know what? Help with the blockade, help with the siege, get it over with. Take Corfu. Stay there. And get ready. Transport fleet will be ready to pick up. Once they're done. Corfu is ours. I doubt Genoa would give us that. You're barely holding on. Barbaric sea battles up there. What are they like? They got no ships now, they're stuck. What do they even have is the real question. Just a church. Has some defensiveness. They can hold out. We need a bigger army. Yes, sir. Get to Crete now. We'll escort them. Go pick them up, so you're an escort. Hey, what about them? You don't split them up. Once you take Crete, come back to Corfu. taking you. Oh, not again with this. This is only for 5 years. So fine, we'll pay that price. Don't want to have another uprising in our hands. And I did say I want these two cultures in here. But no. Get this and we'll have a new class of ship. Which of course, that's going to cost a lot of money since we have so many galleys. But I kind of want to trim down the size of the navy in the future. Karaman. Why did you get into war? You were being overconfident. But don't worry, the day will come where you will have all of Anatolia. When we have all the Balkans. Stay put. We got a ship. Not a transport. Now return back to Corfu. Get in there, you idiot. Stop that. Get in. Drop you off in Corfu. And we'll probably begin the siege against the Knights. Because there's been absolutely no progress to this siege. It's been a year. And they won't give. That's why. Blast them. We need to blockade them. And we're gonna have a hard time with them as well. So. Perhaps you should stay put and get a few guns. There's no promises to building one. In this case, all transports must return. Head to Split. You'll be stationed in Split. Increase the size, get a few artillery. And we're gonna send them to Malta. Go to Istria just to scare them away. Sunk one. Our war enthusiasm is still high despite all this. We've yet to create a breach. They've still got plenty of ships, but we will soon dominate the seas. Let's see. Do your thinking. And they've pretty much committed all their troops towards Genoa, the one that started this war. Once this fortress is reached, we can try to get a lot closer to them. Because we must commit. We have to commit. Listen, there's some of you. So 8,000, 9,000. Yeah, just bring you at least 4. And a cavalry. Again, it's just enough for all of you to fit in this whole transport thing. So we'll send you to the Malta. Just wait 1. And I'm in no mood of appointing a general there. Because this is a relatively new army that's been inherited from Bulgaria. Ships are fully repaired. Begin blockade. As long as they blockade, we have access to Venice. We gotta destroy that fleet. That's another problem with them. 2 Sicilies has an interesting navy. We only captured 1 galley, sunk the rest as they're getting away. Catch 'em! Only captured 1. Oh, we did capture it, and then it did sink because it doesn't look like we've gained it. Unless that went to Tuscany. There. Now stay there. The Galas. New ship type for the war galley. And you could build a trade station, which is something else. But boy, we wait for the day. And that day will be soon. If we really want to save our diplomatic power so we can catch up to all of these. To get. Don't spend this. Get this. Since we're military intensive these days. Your military power gain is fine. I could afford a breach, but I'm saving that for Venice. Seems the Allies are making a comeback, but we'll join as soon as this fort falls. I'm going to take the war to 2 Sicilies. And at the same time send our transports, if guaranteed safe route, to head to Malta to knock them out of the war, even though they're not contributing much. But every little bit helps. Blast you. Blast you. Although it will be lowered in time, just you need to be patient. How much is that in total? Can barely afford it. This is what I mean. After the war, we need to trim down the size of the Navy a bit. I can't afford to maintain all of that. But the amount of 14 transports is fine. Unless we're going to be that kind of military where we'll just be intervening. Actually, here's our chance. Some of the ships over there, but risking the lives of these men here. And there's an army in waiting. These knights there. They be expecting us. But I think we will go once this fort falls. Got a lot of manpower, so bring them in. That'll increase it. A little more men around it. Does not. They finally surrendered. Now let's take them out. Even though you're gonna have a long way around. Get on board. Just wait one moment. Okay. To Malta. This is what we really needed. In case there's still ongoing conversions that I wasn't aware of. Yep, there is one. Oh, stop right there. Blockade here. Knowing our allies will soon be going to here to kick them out, and we'll deal with them. While they got them closed, obviously. Keep them busy, Genoa. Because we're coming in. Be there in October. It's a long wait, but we'll be bringing cannons this time. Knowing they'll definitely hold off. Actually, no. You go up there. This way. Surround them. We know where they're going exactly. Come on. They're stuck there. Can't do that. As much as good it is, but we don't have that kind of money. Don't let these bastards escape. Simultaneous battles. Get in here. Help us out. Very good. Move out. Probably gonna retreat up to Austria or somewhere. Meanwhile, we're landing in Malta. Have fun, boys. Once we deal with this fleet, the rest will be coming here to rescue you out. To help you with the rest of this. Save it. Keep that well in mind. Still holding off, I see, but they're gonna devastate you, man. Just wait till 3 years if you can, which I highly doubt it, and we'll be there for you. That's not gonna happen. In a theoretical war. Akonula will be there. They don't like the Ottomans anymore. Nice to see him. Nice to hear that. I should say. Damn bloody land campaign. Nick's got a cardinal. 5th of November. Stay back. We got you surrounded. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Is this the guy you wanted to rule for life? Or do you want to stay as monarch? Oh, come on. This is an improvement. I mean, as much as we want another 4 years to switch somebody else, but this is going to be for life. For this king here. For this monarchist. Which of course that means manpower recovery speed faster. For an ongoing conflict which would be relevant. And it's going to cause tensions locally. What else? What else do you have in mind? I mean, administrative tech gains will be going up, most definitely, to, you know, get what we want a little faster. But we won't get as much from diplomacy. Might as well. There you go. So, he's gonna be ruling for life. Meanwhile, back to the wall. After I'm dealt with, go to Malta. Damn, we took him out a lot. Oh, we captured a heavy ship. Even though it's an old ship. Which definitely needs upgrading. Definitely keeping that. Head to Malta to protect the transports. Tolerant. Very well. Tolerant of heathens. Still no way in trying to convert that, even with the missionary strength. I don't have that kind of money now, fortunately. Oh, that's because there was a disease outbreak here. Genoa will take care of the rest. That's curtains for them. Yes, sir. All gone. And Genoa's got a galley. We might have to take a loan. Knowing how long this is going to keep up. Just one. Okay. Just enough to keep it going. And be paying, I don't know how much in interest, but hopefully we don't have to do that for long. Their war enthusiasm is low, so hopefully the war should be over soon. As much as I'd like to go to their capital. But Genoa has not taken their relevant objective yet. Not until that fort's fallen. They're not going to end that war until they've taken that objective. And hopefully give me a few gains in return. Since we did a lot for them. It's the reason why we're going to knock these guys out of the war. Once Malta's out, move the fleet there, then we're gonna come into their capital. 0.91 interest. Here. Let me see. For some of you, just wanna make sure we stick together. Improve relations with both of you. Because I needed some diplomats to go out and do something. The Ottomans will not assimilate that whole country. Annex the whole country, but they're going to take out as much as they can. Times of need. This is a big decision. The dynasty of our noble cry, Domagojevich is certainly a powerful one. Though Krishimir X, they rule our nation, will do so for many years to come. However, even the great are sometimes need help. Thankfully, the Domagojevich family has tied strong bonds to the other great powers, such as the Zamoyski house, led by no other than Alexander II, King of the Commonwealth. His precious wife Petra is the daughter of our own royal house and is in valuable contact. Perhaps we shall ask her if she can influence her husband to let us a hand. Well, we kinda need money. Our coffers are getting worrying light. They better give us money. We'll hear it from them soon. Again, most of that money is being spent to the maintenance of this damned area. We finally heard back from dearest Petra regarding a request for her husband. The most noble King Alexander II decided granted. The replies returned with coffers of gold to fill our emptying treasure. Letter thanks shall be sent immediately to the generous king. Long he may reign. Thank you very much. This is just to keep the war going. Keep the war effort going. Because we really want to save up the manpower for the upcoming war with the Ottomans for mainland Greece. Took 2 transports from them. All I need is 15 in actuality, which would be enough for these two. You get the idea. Actually, stay. Go pick them up. Come on, we're gonna take you home. Good. get 11 out of this. We will catch them. Once they're in port, it's open season. Get ready to move. We lost that heavy ship that we've captured recently. Lost the galley. Assumed that's from captured earlier because we didn't have time to repair any of these old ones. So they sunk 2 of ours. Well, you know. Oh. It's just we didn't have time. Go. Open season. The moment we were waiting for. It'll start now. More reinforcements will be heading in. Some will survive. Do we need to breach them? Because they'll surrender shortly with everybody here. Crowded and all. Now you can build soldiers' households, and you can now use force march to march faster for military power. Yeah, that'll be... Alright, you're all home now. Even though you ain't got no general. Never had one to begin with. Soon 2 Sicilies will be out too. And we really gotta cut down the size of the navy. Because we just can't pay for all of that, for the maintenance that we have. And if they do give us gains of territories, we'll be happy to try to core a few of them ourselves. Despite the, you know, autonomy and all that. That's at least it's been lowered. Mostly. And I'll be happy to mothball these transports once the war is over. They've surrendered. Now take your objective. Hey, this way. Good sweet. I'm not going anywhere. Our manpower will recover at war's end. Oh dear. Caravan was said Sevas and Karakangiri. So they got their cores back and they took a little more. We'll be sure to give it all back to them when we deal with the owners, when mainland Greece will be ours. Very soon 2 Sicilies will be out. No need to create the breach. I think the war is done. Objective taken. Now they're out. So 2 Sicily will say it's decided over to Genoa. So you've taken half Looks like half of Sardinia, even though it's only 3 provinces. You got a lot of money out of that. Then we get 342. Have you realized what kind of inflation you just given to me? Oh, that's 0.15 inflation. But thank you very much. I know what I'm going to do with that money. Other than cutting costs, of course. Or should end soon. I don't know if I'm going to get any land out of this. Knowing we're going to stop short of getting all these gains of what they really wanted. Okay, they've surrendered. That's all, folks. Begin the march home. Because we got some ticker lists that I gotta take care of. They could be anywhere. Particularly in the Bulgarian areas. See if we can capture a few more. We lost one light ship, assuming an old one, and gained 1 galley. That's the total here. Bring it to split. And ask for these transport ships. Go to Dubrovnik. Okay, that is it. And it appears they did give us gains. Okay. How many ships did the Croatian fleet lost? 14 galleys, mostly old, obsolete, captured ones. And a few light ships and 1 heavy ship that was captured and lost because we didn't have time for repairs. And we got this huge amount of money. But you know, that's enough money to make Dubrovnik a world port. Have you really developed the region? Or developed the province, excuse me. Know your differences. So, Venice will cede Brescia and Bergamo to Genoa, as promised. Venice will give us Corfu, Crete, and Negroponte. We got them. We got the Balkans. Of course, Genoa, Venice to give Genoa the income reparations. We get 220, giving us more inflation, not surprisingly. Well, that cost us a bit of 47. Of course, we cannot core all of these, so that means we'll be dealing with a bit of problems regarding separatism. Thank you very much. Just to be a sucker, let me get some money off of you. I'm such a greedy bastard. Okay, so now how do we handle the post-war years? But I can tell you this. We got 2 years before we start another war with the Ottomans, which they have defeated our friend the Caramanids. Which all I can say is, damn it, you're being too overconfident. But don't worry, I will bail you out of this. You will get your provinces back once we take all of mainland Greece for ourselves. And also I've possibly considered about releasing Crete and maybe Corfu as subjects, because since we have, you know, a pretty good plus more diplomatic relations, and it's a benefit that the nobility kind of needs. But I would say for this area, I mean, that's part of Moria. And this one's part of northern Greece. Even though we plan on taking all of mainland Greece. And, however, it's, I guess you can go to Naxos as well. But if we want the rest of the Aegean archipelago, well, gonna have to fight for those as well. Even though we do not intend to go further inland into Anatolia. Instead, don't go into the heart of Anatolia. That one will be for the Karamanids. Just want all the areas that are Greek speaking to come with us. Even though there is a small Catholic presence here, so it kind of helps with the religious unity and whatnot. And plus, as for corner provinces, Crete has the one that has the most, because it's the most developed out of all these. So I think, since Bulgaria, our last vassal, did a good job of developing Skopje by themselves, maybe Crete can do the same. So, it's official then. Crete will be the newest vassal of Croatia. They will follow the Catholic faith, and they will be Greeks. No Orthodox here. Controversial decision, I know, but this is just to give them time. Give them time to try to develop this island nation, to have its own military and its own navy. And plus, by those previous owners, it seems they did a very good job, so they'll have no doubt, a small navy from there. Of what it could cause for the naval force limit, as well as some of the land force limit of theirs. Even though we could develop it ourselves just to spend it with our own, since it's a vassal of ours, but no, let them do it themselves. They'll know what to do. And plus, those of popular culture were wondering, what is Crete like compared to all the other Greek islands? Well, let's say the Cretans are not like the mainland Greeks. Crete is basically the Texas of Europe. And this is coming from a Texan, which is me. That's just stuff I read about them. And I know it says too many diplomatic relations, but let's get this back on. Strong duchies. Has at least 2 vassals and marches. Oh, damn, I guess. Give Corfu away then. I'll do that as well. Byzantium's too big because I like to hold this myself as part of that Balkan Federation plan. I guess Euboea stays with us. So, fine then. Another Greek Catholic. And we will only integrate them when the nobility in the Diet tells us to. I guess that means next month we're only going to be coring them then. And it will connect with the mainland. And plus, you get to keep the castle and the shipyard for yourself. And this is a much less developed territory for the Ionians. What is the nationality for people of Corfu? What are they called over there? So this is the Ionianide traditions. Religious, defensive, espionage, offensive. Interesting. Galley combats, morale of armies, fort defense, attacks, trade efficiency, trade power, culture conversion, and merchants. Now the Cretans, you got your own ideas, right? Greek traditions. Gallic cost, tolerance of true faith, despite the fact that they're Catholic, not Orthodox, because of who the previous owners were. Infantry combat ability, yeah. Core creation costs reduced to complete a Greek ambition. Honestly, that makes me feel a little bit jealous. Sometimes I wish I was Greek. But then again, if you want to throw a curveball at the Croatian series where we'll accept the Greeks in addition to... Okay. Albanians, Bulgarians, Greeks, we have to accept them in future, knowing that we will be expanding towards down there, and the Greeks will most likely outnumber us Croatian, despite the fact the Serbs now make a majority, thanks to the development of Skopje here. So if I were to accept them, you could say, no, not the milk culture. Cultural shift, which needs to be at 50% development, I states. Of course, we're nowhere near all of that, but knowing we'll be going down to Greece and get all of this, so. And if you were to convert to Greek culture, that means it may give you the ability to create Greece, since Byzantium will soon no longer be a thing anymore, in the sense of core provinces. So we're willing to let Byzantium go away, never reviving it. And what if the Croatians suddenly start speaking Greek, become a primary culture, and create Greece, which may or may not have, I want to look again. It's better than the Croatian ideas of what we have. I mean, you get a bunch of galleys, more tolerance of the true faith, which means for the Croatian it's better than a Croatian one. And infantry compatibility, we have things in common, yes. A little more trade efficiency. Diplomatic reputation is a must-have for any country. Reduced idea cost, which is something that we do not have as a national idea, but combined with humanist, that'd be great. And finally, the core creation cost, as we have a habit of expanding. And combine that with my set of ideas. Honestly, I think the Greek ideas beat out the Croatian ones by all accounts, except maybe for the aggressive expansion impact and tax modifier and leader upkeep. I think to me it's slightly better, but I don't know. I don't know, because Croatian versus Greek ideas, I don't know, it's something I would have to think about far, far away. Not to mention, I am leaning more towards Republic now. But Republican cultural sufferance for non-accepted cultures gives us these benefits. Like if we can't accept, Venetians, Turks as an accepted culture, well, they could still help us out as a republic. So that may happen sooner or later. And now, the real meat of the matter. We need to trim down the size of the Navy. So. These light ships, split them in half. 12 was our number, well, 18 was a bit good, so. Hang on. Trim it. $18 was a good number. We'll discard these. Yes, even a captured ones. So we don't have to pay maintenance costs for it. 18 light ships is good enough. 31 galleys. Really, those Venetians has the Galas ships. And plus the transport, get rid of one. 15 is a good number. You will set sail to Zarigrad, and you will be mothballed there for the remainder, until when needed. At least we'll have Corfu to join us in mainland Greece and Crete for who knows. Now the real thing that I needed. Strong duchies, diplomatic relations too, liberty, desire, and subjects. Even when we had Bulgaria as a single vassal, we still had the strong duchies. So if I was to integrate one, I integrate Corfu. Because less development, and give Crete time, and maybe one day we'll integrate them in. Unless the nobility says otherwise, if we choose their agenda. Plus, saves me some administration points. Anyways, remain in split and fix your ships. Get into position and begin drilling for the next couple of months, knowing we will be fighting for mainland Greece. And as for this uneven army, they're basically support troops. And now that we have all this money, I don't need to upgrade them because they're just simply transport ships. They'll never get involved in combat because I'm being careful with them. But these I'm willing to upgrade. Oh, only one. Until you make repairs. And this will spend a lot more. Remain in split. There's a shipyard there to make repairs. Anything else? So we just get a look around here. If you had the money to build manufactories, or what could help you to make a lot of money? Or a production. Excuse me, that's marketplaces. Production's over there. Churches? It's actually not much. Yeah. What I would love to have is to upgrade the defense. Especially here. It's the most important one out of all. Or alternatively, turn this into a world port. Spend all the money to turn it to a world port, which if you do that, reduces development cost, which I believe it's Dubrovnik would be better deserved for world port than this one. Because Ragusa is our home trade node. And there's this mission here that we mentioned in the previous episode. If you want to dominate the trade, you gotta get a lot more than that. So you gotta knock out the competition. Looks to be. Whereas in actual control, we have 38%. Quite honestly, should develop Dubrovnik 5 times. Just a moment. Encourage development. As much as I like to get this next thing, but we're a few years ahead of time, so we can afford a few. Yeah, one more. May want to save that diplomatic power for the upcoming war with the Ottomans. It requires 30 development to turn this to a world port, so this is just for starters. Okay, one more with this. There, you got room. But here's the deal. You need to do it 10 more times. Unless we want to move our capital to Dubrovnik, and then if you were to pillage their capital over there, or anybody else for that matter, you would help its development here. But there's got to be ways to. I mean, it doesn't help that the city was built in the hills. In 12 months, switch it back to what it was earlier. Anyways, 2 positions. Actually, there's one more thing I will spend the military power on. Oh my goodness. 6 shock? Okay, we were transferring Send it to our best. It's a 2-star general. You're in charge of this army. As good as you were, but a man with a lot of shock. Oh, I didn't look at discoveries. No longer Valorau, Croatia. Go pick somebody else. I got a bone to pick with you two, Sicilies. And by the way, we are ranked number 5 of the great power in Europe. And it looks like we will remain so for some time. He's stationed up there. No, you're good. You've acquired Euboea, which is a Catholic province. Not finished yet. Mothball it. Just to help cut costs. Yeah, we don't make much income as we're still making repairs to all these ships that we just upgraded. Just drill as much as you can before we start that war next year. Not at war with anyone at the moment. November of 1591. So stop drilling in August. Austria is the HRA emperor. Ever since they lost to Constantinople, now Tsarograd, their navy's not what they're used to be. But their army is still formidable. Can't be underestimated. Seems that uprising is about to happen, so we might as well stop drilling. It's mostly the Bulgarian areas. Yes. Wanted to be sure. Assessment of church functions. Several members of the nobility have come before to cry over the proposal. Desperate for more lands and titles, they look with envy towards the clergy who own the considerable land. They ask that we transfer church land in return for large cash contributions to the crown's efforts. Of course, in the long term, we would lose out tax revenues from church lands in return for a short-term boost in revenue. For 20 years. That'll make them more loyal, and or I could say no and just get the stability, which is a good trade, actually. There you have it. Ever since we created this, ever since you've added the States General, when rulers die, I mean, they don't cause stability drop. So that was a good move after all. Now I don't have to spend it for stability reasons. Oh, I remembered. Now I can at least spend money with something. Build a workshop. What is this thing here? That's regimental camp. Soldiers' households, that's what that is. That's manpower increase versus local manpower modifier. Will be more effective on process of grain, fish, livestock, and more. More effective in place where the gyms are. If I get a huge amount of money for this, which again, unfortunately, originally I was going to spend this 1,000 gold to create a world port in Dubrovnik, but it's too underdeveloped. But minimum local autonomy here, and statewide governing cost. Governing cost, you say? Talking about capacity. And you need that reduction of it just to get more of this. The average local autonomy. Lowered it, faster it'll be. Well, there it is. Basically, that amount of governing capacity is enough to cover the entire Balkans, excluding Corfu and Crete for the time being. And possibly the Aegean Islands as well, as we have intentions for those as well. It'll be done in a year's time. You know what? Do it. Two things. After that, upgrade this castle after we make those gains. That'll be for post-war years. Save some of that money, because you still got that loan, which you're gonna have to repay in the future. The State House here will be done in 1595, which will no doubt be during the war. How old is that new general we just brought? 33. 71! Damn! You've been pushing it, old man. Aren't you too old to be fielding? Smugglers run rampant. We'll take that hit. Because I need to save those ducats to repay those loans. Which I could do that right now if I want to. But again, you can repay it, but if you do that, you can leave it all that. Actually, we gotta deal with these Croatian particularists right now. If you give them a provoke, they'll be a lot stronger. You know what? Stop drilling. We gotta deal with them because I don't want them to cause an uprising just before we start the next war with the Ottomans. Just wait for morale to go up and station somewhere in Bulgaria. You'll go here. Here to Turnover. With the Plovdiv. You're not doing anything, are you? Well, they aren't, because they're drilling. If they weren't drilling, that means they would be at war, you know? Speaking of that, if I can influence a nation, that would be one-time cost. they will receive. And the trust of changes, obviously. That's just for opinion. Has more than 100 total development. What are you doing in Cyprus? How'd you get separated? Well, they're drilling, so that means... Oh, they'll soon be ready. Wish you were there, but you got your tails kicked. Yeah, we gotta put down these Croatian particulars right now. Interesting of all the areas that we decided to plant ourselves here. Yeah, just do it. Scope, yeah. Perhaps this will give our best general Christian by guy a bit of a skill. Thanks to Kosovo, no effect. Well done. Siege specialist, excellent. You are the man for the job. And we won't be hearing from them ever again. Right. To your posts. You stay there. Quite honestly, should be 2 armies to make their way down. 1 army should be stationed over here. In case they do come. Which they will. But just looking if any buildings. There's a mosque and a shipyard here. Surprising none in this old prestigious city. There's hardly anything. Actually, there's one. There's a fort there. Well, you got no forces of your own for now. This is just to have you two vassals simply for the sake of it, so I can give the nobility the privilege to do so. Now, in the upcoming war, who's coming? Tunis is reunited again. Well, aren't you? Okay, hang on. Look again. They will come. Probably not Genoa. Tuscany is a given. Plus distant war. And, what the hell else? Akunulu will be there. Carmen, have they not had a truce, they would have definitely come. Mamluks will definitely be there. Karamanese, that's the nationality. main objective would be there. Like to have Athens as the war goals, because simply for the sake of it. But you just wait till it expires. So they will all come. And we'll be confident enough to take them out ourselves if we ever get into a pitched battle. Yeah, that aggressive expansion's still there. So we will end this episode on November. Or just about. Plus we never had time to send our light ships out to go do something. Stationed here. Or wherever the Ottoman fleet's positioned. And the transport is not to be used unless it's absolutely necessary. If we want, oh I don't know, some of the Aegean islands, like Rhodes especially. No, Rhodes is an island. No straits crossing. We weren't planning on it. There you go. Invest in prosperity in Lika. Nobel in Zarigrad, build a new army, train recruit centers, so you're talking about regimental camp for base manpower, just to help develop it a little further to 55. That I could do. And for the burgers, they want more trade power in Ragusa, which would be a near impossibility unless we have light ships going in around here, just to help out with more trade power. If I had a world port and more development to here. But I would say yes for the regimental camp, but that'll be post-war, when we get some money off of them. Which is probably less likely, as much as we want mainland Greece. Possibly the islands, if we ever had claims to it, which we do not. As I don't have time to be fabricating claims, just take the mainland, give the land back to Caramanese, and that's pretty much it. Just won't be as drilled as they're used to. But we'll fight effectively. Canary approach. Starting to know a bit more to the Atlantic, huh? Cape Verde approach. For all that. Yeah, Tunis is back together. And Tripoli, ever since we freed you, how'd you like to be in alliance with us, even though you won't join because it's too early and relations are full? Plus I got me a few vassals, which may or may not help, but I never know. It's only a few got a navy that I would care. So this one's the fighting force. This one's basically to support them. Even though it would have been put together with this one, but no, we like to split them up a bit. Which again, we will end the episode on November because we want the next war to be all about the war for Greece. Grechka. Already. Okay, stop here. Let's look at it one more time before we officially declare war. Okay. It says it'll be breaking a truce. Well, just wait for the month of November to register in itself. Trade embargo. Okay, let's look at it. Yes, everybody will join. Commonwealth, Genoa, Tuscany, Akunulu, Mamluks. Yeah, it seems overkill, I know, but somebody's got to take care of the Timurids back there. And someone's got to take care of Tunis and Medina. That'll be you lot. We'll do the fighting. And so is the Commonwealth for this area. To draw them out while we will take mainland Greece easily, except for this last fort down there. As well as that possibility of Naxos as well, even though we do not have territorial claims to it. That'll be for one more war with them, honestly. Till, you know, they're out of Anatolia and just be up in the steppes, back where they once came. One would think. But no, Turks are here to stay. We want the friendly Turks to have Anatolia. Give these lands back to them, in addition. So you better start saving up those administrative points to core a couple more of these. Especially the diplomatic power to start accepting the Albanian, Bulgarian, and Greek cultures in. Manpower is near full, which no doubt we're ready for war. But as we would look here of what development we're going to be taking, it's mostly a poor country, but except for these two. Yeah, they have not developed Greece much. Of course, no doubt, taking all these territories and giving the courts back, it's going to cause a coalition to be formed. Just only Ottomans. And not anybody else neighboring, like if anyone cares. Or for those that are against me. And of course, after the war, which I predict it's probably going to maybe lasting about 4 years or so. As I said before, it's highly likely that we'll become a republic and get rid of the monarchy. I know it has its strengths and weaknesses in being a republic, but to me, I think it'll be for the best. For the Croatian nation, or in this case, it's soon to become a Balkan republic, a Balkan federation, even though I don't think we'll be a federal republic. That's an American thing. We'll figure out what the future of Croatia will be in the next episode, as we will fight the Ottomans to drive them out of the Balkans for good, and then we'll see what the 1600s Croatia will bring. I mean, as a great power now, and we'll become a bit more of a great power when we take a bit more of this and try to develop some lands. Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, anywhere if I choose to go, especially here. Especially here, if I have the time to get all these things. To get it up to 30, and if I had a lot of money, turn this to a world port, and we can try to make Ragusa the strongest trade node. Because you gotta have but the strongest trade power in the world, which obviously, sort by trade power, the strongest is there, to our north. You know, honestly, if I ever fight a war against Austria, I would like to do it in a pretext of, it's like, yeah, humiliate is one thing, but transfer trade power to here, that would help it. I could see that far in the future, in the 1600s. So, as I've stated before, we got a lot of work to do in the next episode. It's gonna be good. But until then, so long for now. Pozdrav.